Hello, hello. Hi there. Welcome to episode 13 of Crazy Bookish Asian. So, guys, it is our first year anniversary. I checked. Is the date is within this time. So this is the first year anniversary because now we're back again. Yay. So I can't believe we've stuck around for this long. Like that's shocking because we usually start things and never finish them, but we've continued. Obviously, we're enjoying this.
And thanks to our 9 subscribers.
No,
Yay!
we have over 30, guys. We have over
Yay!
30 subscribers.
Yay!
So welcome. Quick intro. We are 4 sisters by blood and marriage. Lisa, so by marriage.
That's me. That's
from Canada, mostly Toronto and Vancouver. Well, we all grew up in Toronto, but some of us moved out. So we're all over Canada. We're from different time zones. But we love to read, so we decided to start a book club. I guess since it's been a year, it's good to do a little quick intro. So we meet once a month. One of us will pick a book. We kind of rotate from any time frame. They don't have to be current books, just any books we want to read, and we all read it and we all discuss. A quick intro again, and I'm Eleni, and I'll go into Emmy. Say hello.
Hi, I'm Emmy.
Lisa.
I'm Lisa.
And I'm Al. Hi, everybody.
Hello again. We are the Crazy Bookish Asians. So this is my pick. I picked, Lisa, if you could show the cover. It Ends With Us by Colleen Hoover. I picked it obviously because the movie just came out last week. So I figured it'll be a good time to discuss. I mean, I don't think any of us have seen the movie. So this is going to be a discussion about the book, okay? We probably will discuss about the movie later, but this is mostly about the book. Let's not think about the movie. And just there's going to be disclaimers and sorry, not disclaimer. This is a disclaimer that there will be spoilers. there will be spoilers. I mean, first of all, everybody's talking about this book, so whoever watches this thing will know that we will talk about the whole book anyways. And if you haven't read about, there's so many buzz about this book and movie right now, so I'm sure people know about it. So it starts with Lily. That's our main lead. She's in a rooftop thinking, and then we find out her father just passed away. And I guess it starts off with her meet cute with Ryle. That's sort of the first scene is that she meets Ryle, the love interest. And then we kind of go back and forth. And then with the father's death, she ends up picking up her old journal from when she was a teenager. That's sort of it's like a letter to Ellen DeGeneres. Is the way that she kind of did it, so that it's not, but it's like a diary. And then we meet her first love, Atlas, and then all the other stuff about her past and what kind of home she grew up in, and then it kind of interspersed between the future and the past, the present and the past, and then how they're sort of kind of colliding. But that's it. That's all I'm going to say for now, because I'm sure we will talk more about the storyline. And then you see kind of further how she almost ends up in the same situation as she grew up in. Okay, so I think you know what? I think we'll start something new. We'll start with the person who led the last book meeting. So Elle, we'll start with you.
Okay.
And we'll first go in circle and see what we think about the book. Okay, Elle, give it to you.
All right. Do you really want me to start,
Yes.
lady? Oh my God. I actually have notes.
Okay.
A lot
wow.
of notes.
Oh, before we begin, I'm also drinking beer, by the way, since they're always drinking beer in the book for some reason. No, I'm drinking beer. No, go ahead.
What about Emmy with her wine? No?
No,
Maybe?
it is. I don't know if it's appropriate, right, with the topic. So that's
I
why I didn't want to say
know.
anything.
Oh,
But
I know.
I'm
But
drinking
Oh.
like whiskey and Coke, so it's a pretty.
Okay.
But I don't-
Woohoo!
you know what? I thought we should say though, because the book deals with. I don't know.
no,
I
go
don't want to
ahead.
get demonetized in the future for our channel. So it does deal with DV, if you guys know what that means. So I don't know if we have to be careful of what we say.
Yes.
But why can't we not say it? We'll
If
just
I mean,
say
just
it.
in the future, if we want to get monetized, there's like some words we just can't say,
Oh,
like
really?
the A
Oh,
word and stuff like that.
really?
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
So it's up to you guys. Like
Oh.
I don't really care. So
Oh, okay.
And then, well, Lainey can go back. If we do get to that point, Lainey can go back and bleep those words.
that's true.
I don't think we'll get to that point, but it's like
There's hope. No?
okay. So it's about like
All right.
yeah. So
Okay.
DV.
All right.
I mean,
Well,
we'll put the meaning. Can we put it on the screen? The meaning of DV, Emmy, or
I think we can. Yeah, just not say it, but we can
okay. I
actually
will
just
put the
put
meaning
them.
of DV. Okay, L.
all right.
Continue.
Okay. Sound good. Okay. I think, interestingly enough, I don't know if did you mention it, Lainey? But for me, interestingly enough, this is a first Colleen Hoover read. I don't know
Oh,
why.
okay.
I have like I know all the buzz about her, like from the time I got into the that romance reader world and everything. But I think I've always stayed away from her book because she's always been known to have NA characters, so new adult characters.
Right.
So so they tend to be too young for me, and I know her books are angsty. So um, so yeah, for whatever reason, I just stayed away, and I guess this is the first coho read for me. And I guess after having read this, I understand now why this book created such a buzz. Both good and bad. Like the people who raved about this book, I could see why, but the people who also like found this book very problematic, I could also see why. And I guess I'm going to be in the middle of that crowd, right? So, like Lainey said, I'll be talking lots of spoilers. So, I kind of organized my thought into what I like about it, what I found odd, and what I definitely did not like about this. Um, okay, so what I like, I guess, like I said, because it's very angsty. So once in a while, I will be up for angsty book. Let me say that I don't know if everybody feels the same way, but this book made me feel like especially the last 10%, I'm pretty sure I was crying every like every chapter at that point, right? So towards the ending. Um and for this book that made me cry, I think speaks to the writing, her writing, which I think I guess worked for me. Um I think the characters are layered, so they really each have their own voice and they're quite distinct. Um I like the relationship between young Lily and Atlas, the way it grew. I and interestingly enough, with that topic around DB, um, I do have some familiarity of it about it because of the work that I do. Um, and I want to say when I first started, I was also passing judgment because I think I didn't understand how anyone will stay in that kind of relationship until someone made me see, like, what it really is, right? So I think at that point, I tried my best to educate myself and like, so that so that I stop passing judgment and so that I can understand better. So I think I'm not saying I'm fully, like aware of there or fully like understanding of the women in that situation, but I thought I felt that Colleen, like her Filipino accent's coming out. Like Colleen, I think she handled it well. I thought she depicted women like Lily and her mother well because of her lived experience, right? Maybe that was just me, but I thought that was okay. What I found odd, I don't know, maybe my 15-year-old self is not as mature as Lily, but I don't know, is that how 15-year-olds sound now in her journal? She's like, I'm in my head, that's not how 15-year-old talk, but what do I know, right? So I thought that was odd. Um, I want to give credit to Lily for being able to see past Atlas's questionable hygiene. I guess at that time because of his situation, and I'm like, "Eek, okay, like good for you." But I thought that was odd. Okay, let's see. I thought it was odd, but because I think this is now. Okay. I know Lainey said we're gonna talk about the movie later. I know that they made the characters older in the movie. And I think that was a decision they made. So in the book, Lily was much younger, and I thought that was odd to be so accomplished at that age, right? I'm like, sure, right? Like especially her generation, but I figured good on her. And I think that's what it is. I thought it was odd because the I can't help think now, but think of the characters in the movie, because it's already out, so they're the only characters I can imagine. But
Mm.
see, it's kind of taking me in and out of the book because they're too old, and then the characters are young. But yeah, so that so,
Sorry,
so
excuse
that was
me.
odd. Are you okay, lady?
I've I got carried
Are you
away.
engrossed in what I was
I
saying?
got carried away. Sorry. Continue.
Okay,
That's
so
too much
so
beer.
I
Too
know.
much
I
beer.
no.
know. I've had like 3 sips, guys. Okay, go ahead. Continue. Sorry. I'm sorry. I
Okay,
know.
so now this is what's gonna be a little bit long. Sorry, guys. I hope you guys don't mind. What I didn't like about this book, I felt Ryle took too many pages in that book. I think I get that Colleen was trying to drive home the reasons why Lily fell in love with him, but I think as an abuser, his character didn't deserve those many pages. Like, rather than ending this book with a really good happy ending for Atlas and Lily, you just kind of saw a glimpse of it, right, from the epilogue. And I think my understanding is they're gonna get their happy ending in their second book, so their real happy ending. But I didn't think. I think the second book, if they took portions of Ryle out of the book, this would have been one book where Lily and Atlas would have gotten their really happy ending. Um, and then I think it would for me, I would have liked to focus on Lily and Atlas dealing, like facing the aftermath of what Lily went through. For me, then that would have that's how it would have worked for me. Um, and okay, the way the blurb in this book is laid out, they made it sound as a love triangle. So I'm not a fan of love triangle. And then later knowing about the trigger warning or the content warning, I was just nervous the whole time. I don't like that kind of feeling when I'm reading my romance. Like, I was just waiting for the other shoe to drop. And see, for me, when I get nervous like that, I can't fully enjoy the book, especially in a romance. So then now my thought is this really romance? Um, like I think for me, if the focus was more on Lily and Atlas and not Lily and her abuser, this is more of a fiction for me, like a fiction with romance. Um, I think, like I said, I understood the need to humanize Ryle, because what's that line that I guess famous line now in the book is like, how there are no bad people, like only good people who does bad
Only
things,
people. Yeah.
um
Once in a while, whatever. Yeah.
or something
Yeah.
like that, right? Uh and I think I get that it came from a very personal place for the author, like she mentioned at the end. But I think like I said, for this to be a romance, it should have been Lily's and Atlas's story. um at the end of the day, romance is not a place where a bad guy like you know get your attention, right? Because that's, for me, that's not romance. Like the the abuser is not a should not be a hero at the end of the day. And I think they tried to redeem him at the end with like his action that shows supposedly how much he cared for her, but at the y- okay, I'm getting getting worked up. He doesn't deserve those pages. He doesn't deserve those pages. So, but the funny thing is, like, I think regardless of all these feelings, like I said, I mean, Colleen made me invested in these characters. Um, I did have to pause every now and then because when it was getting a little heavy. But he made me care for these characters, and I may even want to read the second book. Maybe I'll think about it, but it's not getting good review either. But maybe. But see, Lainey made a face because I probably will end up reading it. So, but yeah, I guess we will see. But yeah, at the end of the day, that is my feeling about the book. So that was super long
It's
to
okay.
say that
No, it means you've really thought
I'm in the
about
middle.
it. Thanks,
Come on.
Elle. Thank you for your
Yay!
review. Okay, we will
Thank
all
you.
circle back again. Maybe go back to the points. Okay, who wants to go next? Emmy or Lisa? I think Lisa, did you? We'll go with Emmy. Emmy, who wants to go next? Emmy,
I
Lisa.
like her eyebrows go up.
Sorry, no, I had to unmute myself. Okay, there.
Oh,
No, Lisa, you can go first if you want.
okay, Lisa.
No, go ahead. Go ahead. Oh, me?
Yeah,
Yeah,
go ahead.
Lisa.
Me?
Lisa,
Me?
I'm
go.
just gonna mute myself again because we have background noise coming in. So
Okay.
All right. Okay, so for me, this was not a romance book at all. It was more fiction. I don't know what to expect, but because I knew what the subject title was, DV, I was very uncomfortable reading it. So I had a sort of a tough time getting through the whole book. I got through it on Friday at 3 a.m. Finally finished it. So it took me a while. I was like telling Emmy, I'm like, so she knew my pain going through the book.
But you finished it. You
Um,
powered through.
I did. I powered through. I did not DNF it at all. No, I
Yay.
powered through because I was able to. The last few chapters were easier to read for me. It was the first where I was sort of like Elle. I was uncomfortable, right? So I was waiting for like the shoe to kind of drop to see, what was going to happen with the whole DV aspect of it. Because I don't really like reading books with that aspect in it, especially when it's between two main characters. And I've never really liked Colleen Hoover. I'm sorry for all the Coho fans out there. I'm not a big fan of hers. So she does NA and she also did some YA. So back when I read a lot of YA, I think I read one of her books. I don't remember. I just remember not finishing it. So that was one DM. I just don't remember which book it was because it was a long time ago. But I have to say that the relationship between I did not like Ryle right from the beginning, like right from the first like actual page where she was like talking about him throwing that chair all over the balcony. That right from that first point, I already like did not like him because he did that. So I was a little bit surprised that she could be attracted to him just by that display of temper, even though she found out why he was mad, right? So right there, so I was sort of like Elle, I was a little bit judgmental about the whole DV aspect of it, but I also understand why someone would stay in that kind of relationship, right? So it was like a tough read for me because I really wanted it to be actually about Atlas and her, not about her and Ryle. I was hoping that it was more like a background kind of story, but it was like front and center, and it's correct. Ryle was given way too much, but I kind of like at the end when she was, when she spoiler alert, when she had her baby and she basically told him she wanted a divorce and she laid it out for him. I was like, yes, right? Lay it out for him. Give it to him straight. Tell him exactly like, if this were to happen to your daughter, what would you say to her? Right? So, I liked that she, really gave it to him. Like it was cringeworthy, but it was like, you just tell him, right? Because he got away with it and that's unfortunate. But she laid it out to him. That's why I need to be away from you, right? Because what example would I be if I stayed with you? You have a daughter and I stayed with you and she saw all that, right? So that part, like for me, was like the best part of the book. Everything else was like, eh. But that was like that had to be like my favorite part of the book right there when she laid it out to him. So yeah, it was a tough read for me. I can't say I'm not going to say I hated it, but I didn't enjoy it. So just because it's not my type of book, and because I didn't like the author, so I like
You were already judging it before you even read it.
judging it because I went into it already biased, right?
Yeah.
So I didn't say
That's
that during our last book. I don't want to say anything,
no,
but I was like, yeah,
it's
yeah.
okay.
So that was my side conversation with Emmy. I was like, oh, I don't even like her. But I went into it thinking, like this was definitely not a romance. It was not. It was more fiction. There was no romance. Perhaps the 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 second book is, I don't know.
Okay, thanks, Lisa.
No problem.
So go back. Okay, Emmy.
Okay, there. So, okay. All
Okay,
right, all
Emmy's
right.
turn. All right, all right, all right.
All right, all right. Matthew McConaughey. Okay, so I actually have read Colleen Hoover before, and funny enough, the reason I started reading her was because I watch a lot of YouTubers who hated her books. So it really intrigued me. So yeah, I've read a few of her works. This is my favorite one, Heart
Okay.
Bones. Gave that 4 stars. November 9th, everyone hated this book too, and I also gave it 4 stars. So I read Verity, which was actually my least favorite of hers. But now I think, unfortunately, I think, yeah, what's the title of this book? It ends with us. Yeah, I think that's my, sorry. So,
Oh my god.
so like, Elle, I also have notes on this. So I think I'm going to start off with the parts that I did like. Because, Colleen Hoover, I see her like the McDonald's of books. Honestly, like it's not good for you,
Mm,
but her books are so easy to read and digest. And if you need something just that you can read in a day or two, her books are kind of perfect for that. They're very accessible. Like Loisa, like you were saying, and even with you, Lisa, you ended up finishing it, right? Like even though it's
yeah,
not because she has that kind of style, which
yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
I
good.
powered
Yeah,
through, man.
yeah.
I powered
No,
through.
but I mean, good for her, right? But I do think for something like this that deals with a DV, I think a better writer should have actually, um, I shouldn't say that, but like someone with a better thing, I think would have done a better job portraying this book. Because I agree
So
with,
not Colleen Hoover.
I agree with what Elle and Lisa said that this is not really a romance, and I think that's what a lot of the issues came from the book community was because it was targeted not only to um, younger audience, but it was targeted as a romance when it's not. And also, a lot of the issue
Mm,
was that it seemed like it was glorifying DV in a way. So I'll get into that, I guess, later. But I'm gonna say the parts that I did like, which is Atlas's story. I thought
Mm-hmm.
his backstory was really well done. How with because he went through abuse as well, right? And I thought I kind of wish I had read more about that because I thought that was a really interesting part in how he became like a homeless person. And there was a part when Lily finally told her mom what happened, like what's happening between her and Ryle. Let me see here. Oh, chapter 32. I'll read it out to you guys. I thought this was really well done. If Ryle truly loves you, he wouldn't allow you to take him back. He would make the decision to leave you himself so that he knows for a fact he can never hurt you again. That's the kind of love a woman deserves, Lily. And I thought that was such a good message, even to the readers who's, at that
yeah,
point have read what Lily has been going through. I thought that was
yeah.
really well done. And so unfortunately, that's it. That's the only part that I actually did like. So now I'm gonna start with the parts I didn't like. Okay, first of all, that those Ellen journals. What kind of a literary device was that she would use? I mean, oh my gosh. Okay, like even if it's Conan O'Brien, who I love, I feel like there would have been a better way to do that. Like, okay, and then naming the daughter like Dory at the end of the book. Like, oh my god, like Emmy, she used the name Emmy too. I was so mad. I was like, no. She said, I was like, Emerson Dory. I was like, Anyways, like I feel like
Emmy Dory. Yes, we'll call you that now, Emmy Dory.
Dory.
like honestly, like I mean, with Ellen, I mean now, I mean I wasn't like when Ellen started out, I loved Ellen too until that whole thing came out. But I still think that was such a freaking stupid device. Like I feel like there would have been a better way to talk about her backstory, even just have an internal monologue. And because
Make it a
she's
journal.
done
Or
that
make
with
it a
her
Yeah.
other
journal.
books, that she would do like different time. I'm like she could have done that. Okay. And then being turned on, the manure. I don't know if I'm saying that right. Manure scene.
Manure.
Manure,
Oh,
sorry. I'm like,
Oh.
someone getting turned on by that. What world
Sh-
do we live
She
in?
like,
there's,
well,
there's
obviously,
there's a
she likes
reviewer who
stinky.
Oh my gosh.
there's a reviewer who said exactly what you said, Emmy.
Oh my god. Yeah. See, like, anyways.
That's why she needs the whiskey.
Uh, yes.
Questionable hygiene. I told you. I'm telling you.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
They're 15. What
I'm
do
like,
they
oh my god.
know?
Like
They're very
in a way, you
dirty.
kind of understand why that that girl in the school bus who was kind of mean. I was like, yeah. I mean, if someone at that age too, if someone was like stinky, like it's kind of normal, I think. So I don't blame that friend for saying something about that. But although I mean, I did like Atlas. The book Atlas. Let me just say book Atlas, and then
Yes.
also like what you guys touch on, Lisa and Al, right, with Ryle, the way his character was portrayed, because I mean he literally is a villain, right? But the way Colleen Hoover wrote about him, the fact that in a way it was almost like she was trying to justify what Ryle did with what happened to the brother, right, with him, like accidentally, sorry, spoiler, Ryle accidentally killing his younger brother when he was at a young age, which
Older
kind of
brother.
was it. Oh, sorry, yeah,
Yeah, older.
older
Yeah.
brother, yes.
Older brother, yeah.
So I feel like exactly what Elle and Lisa already said, which is that I feel like if you're gonna make that character the bad character, I don't think you needed to justify where he was coming from, describing him as this really handsome guy and like charming. And I know in real life that really is what happens, right? Like we all know stories, even our relatives, like our own family, we've had that, with I don't want to say something in case whoever's watching it, but like on our side of the family, we've seen that ourselves. Like, like how someone can be so charming and then you don't know that, anyway. So I understand why I guess Colleen did that, because it has to make sense why Lily stayed with him even after the first thing happened. But at the same time, if you're gonna make the other guy the main love interest, he should have had more book time in terms of
Mm-hmm.
oh my god, it was just something off. And also I didn't like Lily. Oh my god, that name, Lily Blossom. And then I just found out
Bloom.
from somewhere that it's
Oh,
Ryle
Blossom.
Kincaid because he gets easily riled up, and then Atlas is a name because it's her. He's his whole world. I'm like, what the? That was just lazy.
Oh,
That's
really?
yeah, because Atlas is her whole world. So the Ryle because
Oh,
he gets riled up. I was like, mother
What?
frigging thing. That is just lazy.
Are you
Yeah, I
serious?
read that. So I'm like, that is just lazy writing. If you're going,
no,
Mm.
I thought these are names. Well, because there was that interview of Coho. They said that she gets inspiration of the names from her readers when she goes to book signings and everything.
she shouldn't have
Like those are the
listened.
names.
But I think that's whoever gave her that idea, maybe that was the thing. I was like, no,
I
no, no,
know.
Atlas. Oh, but I
I
forgot to
didn't.
say I did like the book Alyssa, like the sister. Yeah,
Yes,
she was
yes,
the
yes,
the
Mm-hmm.
the
Yes.
Marshall, and
Yes.
I forgot to say, yeah,
yeah.
I did
Both of
like them,
them.
yeah,
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, I
yeah.
like them too. Yeah.
They're the
especially
only ones I
Marshall.
think I really
Although,
like. Yeah.
yeah, like even but although I kind of wish they had more book time too, because they were really good characters. But I understand because they were like minor characters, right?
Yeah.
And then what else? Oh my god! Like I just feel like with Lily, I didn't like any really other characters, even like maybe yeah, like I said Atlas, but Lily and um Ryle themselves, I actually did not like them too much, which I think just kind of made it hard for me to really enjoy the book because of first of all, Lily I thought was really just stupid. Like the first scene when he was like kicking the chair, like hello, that's like a big warning right there. Like if you see a guy like doing that the first time you meet him, and then the party scene when he just like carried her off to his bedroom, and I'm like, I mm,
That was supposed to be
was
romantic,
it?
like
Was it
because
though? Was it? Was it?
No,
I
And then
guess
it's like,
that was
not
oh
to
pissing me
yeah,
you.
off,
what?
man.
We're not gonna have, we're not gonna be intimate. We'll just like sleep together, sure. And then it's like, oh wait, that's too okay. Then after a few weeks, oh, that's waiting too long. That's enough. That's enough. Okay, we can do it now. And it's
in
like,
Emmy fashion, oh, we're not gonna have sex.
She's like, you think that's
well, I
enough?
was, I was thinking of us in case we get, big enough someday. We don't, we gotta get if we want to get monetized. But it's up to you guys.
Oh my gosh.
What? You can't say the word to sex if you want to
I
get
don't think I
monetized?
know, like I even swearing and stuff like that, I think. But
What
then again, we deal with
Oh,
puritan?
romance books, so I don't know. But I just
What prudish companies are you thinking
I
that's
know
gonna
YouTube.
sponsor
You should allow some stuff to be said.
this? Are we
Oh,
going
and then also another issue I have with okay, this is not really funny, right? But when the last time that Lily was hurt, like this was actually a really serious scene, but the way which really pissed me off because the way Colleen Hoover described it when he had butted Lily,
Mm.
that was
right? Yeah.
such, it was written so weird, and I was like, did he really just headbutt her? Like it was, I feel like it was just written the wrong way, that I actually thought like it was almost funny because the way it was described, I don't know, maybe it was just me. I was like, what the heck was that scene? Like he just headbutted her, and then it's like she passed out, and then it's like there was just something so off about, I don't know. Maybe I'm just nitpicking, but just there's just something icky about the whole,
well,
just
that whole scene was
the
icky.
whole day, the whole, just the whole book, like the way it tried to deal with such a serious topic. I thought it was really odd. And then when Lily ended up going to Atlas after that, and I was like, this guy you haven't seen in how many years? You just met him in a restaurant. Like I just feel like it was so off. It was so off, like her going to Atlas after that. Like I feel like she should have gone to her mom. Like it just, a lot of the stuff that she did, anyways, to me, it just didn't make sense. It just didn't make sense. Like her keeping the, like you can tell she still loves Atlas, right? Like obviously, and that was the whole point of the story, is that no, this was a love of his life. But at the same time, it made just Lily's character really, I don't know, it's just really vapid almost, and it's like I didn't like it. I just didn't like how that whole, like how she was characterized, how Ryle was characterized, like how he was romanticized in a way. So okay, that's it.
She's run out of steam. That's
Yeah,
it.
She's
sorry. Yeah,
done.
I'm done. Sorry, I'm
Thanks,
done.
She's done. She's done.
Emmy.
She's done.
Okay. So I guess I'm in the minority here because I actually like the book. Like I okay. So I didn't think it was perfect, but it was a quick read for me. And I read one Colleen Hoover book, Ugly Love, but I can barely remember it. And I think I didn't hate it. So I didn't love it. I didn't hate it. This one, I actually didn't hate it either. So it's not perfect. Okay. So okay, the thing is, you're right. Maybe it wasn't such a good idea to do it with the movie coming out, because you're right. I think you're almost forced to think of the characters as the movie characters already, because it's out everywhere. So of course we had to sort of, that came to my mind right away. Um what did I like about it? Well, I'll tell you what I didn't like about it. So okay, what I liked about it is that, okay, it's in the okay, you're right, though it's not a romance book, but in the romance world, I think the toxic alpha male is always so kind of revered. Not revered, but you know what I mean? Like, they always show a lot of like this kind of hot, cold personalities, and they explain it, and then you kind of sympathize with them. This one is like, yeah, he has a bad past with Ryle, but he's turned out being a bad person too. Like, and I kind of, sometimes there's almost like shows that no excuse is good enough for you to for him to commit. Like, you know what I mean? Like, yes, there's an excuse that shows the past, but at the same time, like, it doesn't really justify all the actions of the future of what he's capable of now, right? So I kind of like that, because in the romance world, you know, a lot of the stuff you're like, oh, that's kind of hot alpha, but then when they happen in real life, like, they're not really that hot. You know what I mean? Like, all this kind of aggressiveness, like kind of possessive attitudes, but really in real life they're not really that healthy. In this one, it's like maybe on the opposite, has reached the opposite side of it, that it's really not good for you, like, to be with that type of person, right? But you're right, the first meeting was already like a trigger, but Lily, I kind of understood why she would kind of, I guess it's almost based on, like, it is very, as I mean, she's a little kind of vapid, because I think the hotness kind of played into the factor why she almost kept forgiving him. Like, right? Like because he's hot, she finds him and he's almost like that elusive guy that he was like, she felt special because he never did this, he never pursued anybody else this way, so she kind of felt needed, I guess, in her own head. um I think I understood it more. I do. What I didn't like about it, though, is that with the past, yeah, I hated the name Atlas so much. Like, I don't even I couldn't even say it, because some names are like, why? Like, Atlas is not a good name. Colleen Hoover, whatever your backstory of how you picked it, it's not a good
What would you
character
have liked,
name.
Lainey? Atticus? Would Atticus be better?
I don't know. How about like Jeffrey? I don't think it's like, I don't think
Andrew.
it can be a normal name. It doesn't have to be some
Oh, man.
exotic.
So then if Atlas is supposed to be Lily's whole world, maybe map. How's that?
God, stop it.
Or
Map.
geography.
Geography.
Geo.
We'll just call it. I know, Geo. So yeah, the name is not good. But the one thing I didn't like about it's okay. So with Riles' past, it's hard to believe that he never had this episode ever in his life, that the sister could not. I don't know. That felt weird to me, that he blacks out when he gets, like, abusive. But at the same time, like, it's never happened before when they're younger. It's almost like, really, like, the sister has never experienced this ever. Like, this sort of anger from your own brother. That's kind of like weird
I
for
thought
me,
the same thing. I thought the same. Yeah, I thought
right?
the same
Well,
thing.
well, it was normal for me because he's never been in a relationship. I think that's how they
But
did
it's
it,
only the
right? That's how they
relation,
justified it.
I guess. But it's only the relationship that triggers it. I feel like,
Or no, because he's never been in any serious relationship, or like, I mean, enough for him to kind of have those
I
Yeah, but
like
anger
guess,
is
really strong
anger.
emotions.
yeah.
But anger is anger, though, right? So if
Well,
he has anger issues, it shouldn't be just related to passion
but I guess
or
that's why
love.
those chair. That's why those chair in the beginning.
And
I
also the Alyssa
Mm.
guess,
Alyssa also talked about him being on therapy, right? So
yeah.
I think that's kind of like her
which
warning.
obviously didn't
Her
which obviously did not
Yeah,
work.
like her warning the girl,
Yeah.
like Lily, that
Yeah,
that he
yeah.
has issues.
You're right. I didn't mind Dear Ellen so much, but I didn't want it to be the whole thing. Like, I wish it was a couple of letters to Ellen, and then kind of
Yeah, it was long. Yeah,
just
yeah.
get into like normal. And you're right. And then the writing is almost like, you're very like, wow, you could have, she should have gone to writing with the way her journal was written. It's like,
Right?
it's,
And I was like,
but she was
when
even
she
like,
was talking about her emotions, right?
no,
When she was
but
talking about like, oh, what do I know about adult love? I'm not an adult, and I'm like,
but even
But
in her journal,
who writes like that though at that
she's
age?
writing the dialogue in her journal. I'm like, that's what you were like.
I know,
I was like, her journal is very vivid. Like, you were
I know.
like,
It's
like,
a story, is what it is. Yeah,
like,
it was like a mini novel. It was a
it
mini
was a mini
novel of her
novel.
life.
Like, she's literally writing a
what?
book.
Did you not like your journal that way when you were 15, lady? Like,
So I was I actually did go through my journals at that age, right? Because I kept them all.
yeah,
Yes.
and
And
No, I did not. I did
yeah, I
not.
did. I know I did too, but like, And it's the most mundane things. Like you said, oh, today we had this for dinner. I
And
didn't really enjoy it. But that was
so, the one I remember from my journals, I was like, "Dear journal, I hate this person."
I, I like this oh, do you like this
Oh yeah, I
boy.
like
That's
this
it,
guy.
right?
He doesn't like me back. My heart is broken. I'm gonna listen to Wilson Phillips now. Bye.
Saying like, "Dear journal," like, yeah, it's so just okay. It's a little too much. Like it was, so it's kind of like
More
just
realistic.
or like why you just go like flashback or something. I mean, it would have been. I think it would have been the same if
She should have done a flashback. Yeah,
Oh,
that
yeah,
then
makes more
yeah,
sense.
yeah.
That makes more
like
sense. Yeah.
she's reading the
Well, I thought that
diary
was
and
a
then go
style,
into a
yeah.
flashback. Like it just you don't. It doesn't have to come from the character. The whole like thing.
I know those are very long entries, right?
Like she's literally writing a book. Like her days are like it's like so long. So it's just that was unbelievable. And Lily, you're right. Lily got annoying sometimes. Cause and the one thing I didn't like about it is that and she kind of explained it. She almost gave a reason for Ryle to be. I mean, I liked it in a way that I was a quick read, but I didn't like it in a way that she almost gave Ryle enough reasons to be almost that way. And I feel like I've read this in other people's that glorified it in a way that almost excused it. Like she almost, in a way, inadvertently excused it by what he got angry at. Like he got angry out of jealousy, but it's almost like
Wait, sorry. Did you say Colleen gave him an
yes.
excuse or Lily
No,
gave?
Colleen,
like
yeah.
Colleen.
Yeah,
Colleen gave her
yeah,
almost an
yeah, yeah.
excuse to be
Yes, yes,
yeah,
yes.
like I feel like I feel like they could have just shown him getting angry at almost nothing because you almost gave making you gave him reason why to be mad. Not like it's an excuse, but you gave him a reason to be angry. Like, and I feel like that's kind of defeats the
You're right.
purpose of like yeah, you're
Like with the magnet thing,
humanizing.
right? Like
Yeah,
with
like
his,
Yeah, that's
yeah,
yeah.
but I feel
I
like
agree.
I wouldn't. You're right. I think obviously the extent of it is not normal, but I feel like yeah, I'll be jealous if I find something from the past that you're
For
like.
sure.
So the jealousy, and I guess that's what I guess, and I think I get the point, yet not that. Yes, you don't. It could be any excuse that there. I mean, there's no excuse big enough to commit the crime, but at the same time, like, why even give an excuse? You almost like the first one was
Trying to
okay when
justify
she
it.
like
Yeah,
yeah,
that's
when
I
the
think
first
that's
one
it.
when
Yeah,
she
that was the
laughed.
problem. Yeah.
Yeah, when she laughed at the him burning his hands. That's sort of yeah. I mean, that
Yeah.
was a big example, like for sure. Like, and I feel like
Yeah.
that would be, and that's how I think DV works. That it doesn't have to be that you know.
No. Well, and I think that's what it is. They should have just stayed that one scene as opposed to just kind of like build as opposed to building Ryle up even more and giving more aspects of him. That was enough. Like, that was enough because I think like I mean I'm kind of like the opposite of you, Sammy. Like I mean for me Lily is like I think Lily behaved and acted the way she did like out of because of her experience. So I think I didn't really judge her in her decisions or her thoughts or her questions because I think like statistically I think that really like how that's the kind of damage it does like when women like people in a DV situation, that's the kind of damage it does to your mentality, right, to your um mindset. But like you said, Lainey, like that they spent too much time
Yeah,
on Ryle. That one scene was big, exactly. It was big, but then they kept adding that scene where, and then again they go back into that cycle, and
I know.
he didn't have Colleen didn't have to go through that whole scene to build that cycle of
Yeah,
violence, right? So
but it's also weird. I mean, I liked it, but at the same time, like even with Atlas, you seeing him, the love of your life again. Not once did you think of pursuing it. Like you deep down know that you're, she said that. Oh no, I mean, first of all, Atlas. It's like you keep seeing her, yet you keep not because he's that person. He's so considerate that he thinks I'll be
yeah,
happier
but he
without
did.
him.
Remember when he was in college, like
Yeah, but she never
so.
approached. He never
Yeah, he
approached her.
did. Like Atlas looked for her, but not the other way around. Yeah. That's
But because it was Atlas who said, "I will look for you," so then
And then when he
So
found
Lily's just
her,
waiting and standing
That's
for
so like
Atlas
she
to.
moved to freaking Boston though. What was
I
why
know.
would she
But
move
doesn't
to?
matter in her mind. Like Lily, Atlas will find her because
Yeah, I
Atlas
guess because she
promised
was
her.
cocky. She was cocky enough to say, "Oh yeah, if you have sex with me, then you would be addicted." I guess that's just her personality, right? That oh yeah, I'm so freaking special.
Oh my god.
They will come to me.
But I think that was her being sarcastic. Like,
Really? Was it?
like
Was it though? I don't know.
Tammy. Well, yeah, but that was kind of frustrating. It's like, so you guys have been seeing each other. Like, well, Alice has been seeing her and not doing anything. And then when she saw him, she also didn't do anything. It's like, so why are you going
because
around in
he said he had a
circles?
girlfriend. Because he said he had a girlfriend.
I would have broken that relationship. like, it's like, I would have broken that. A year's, you know me, a year's okay. It's like,
That was her Atlas. Okay.
he's not married.
The
So,
whole world.
our whole,
That's right.
whole world. But yeah. But aside from all these things, I was okay. Engaged. Like, I mean, I think because the movie, okay, again, I think that there was a bit of disconnect emotionally for me because I know the movie's out and I just kept, but I did read that it's like, you know, the at the end how it's about her family, which kind of, again, it brought me back again. So it's like, okay, that's kind of, so it's close to home. But yeah, like, I mean, but it's very Colleen Hoover, very angsty, and I think almost too much angst sometimes. But this one, you can't really avoid it, can you? Like, it's like the topic alone is very serious. But you're right, it's not a romance book, but as a book, I enjoyed it as a read.
But I guess I wonder. I don't think she purposely set it out to market it as
As
romance,
a
right? But I think
romance.
what happens is one TikToker thought it's romance. Isn't that how?
No,
Because I'm
I
not. I
think it
didn't.
was marketed as romance though.
Oh,
I think
was
from the beginning.
Was it?
it?
Well, I
But
mean,
it
like the
got big
Oh,
cover
because of this
alone.
TikTok. Yeah, it just got big because of TikTok. But I think that was the
oh,
original intention.
So it's from 2016. So
that that is
it's a few years old. It's
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
so
that
yeah.
it's romance. Yeah, no, that is. If it was, then you're right. I think that's really problematic because yeah,
Yeah, it's more fiction.
I
I
think
Not a
mean,
romance.
I think so too. And it's interestingly enough, like when I read after I finished reading it, I went to the reviews of like my Goodread friends, like people that I've been interacting for years, right, to see how they rated it. I think at that time, I mean, mind you, they read it at the time it came out. That's one thing as well.
mhm.
And then at that time when they rated it, I think they really rated it for like you said, for like the way you said it, Lainey, and the way I felt about it, how it kind of like hooked you in and then you just like you just keep reading, right? And and because of the angst, it kind of gave you all the feels, like they say, right? So, and like I said, it even made me cry. I was like falling
Mhm.
at some scene.
What made you cry? Why do you want to
Well,
know?
I think that
No, I just want to know. I actually
You're
just
like,
want to know.
no, because like well, the scene that Lisa liked about the end when the hospital, right? And then I think that scene too with Atlas, like when they realized, okay, like when Lily realized that I can't just I mean I have to fix my life. I mean he's not jumping from one she's not jumping from one guy to the next and then when Atlas said like I mean if somebody say that in real life to me I would cringe but then in the book like Elaine said there are things that when I read in the book that I'm like
Oh, the one if you're ready
oh,
so
to fall in love
fall in
again.
love.
yeah yeah
Sorry. Sorry. No. I shouldn't do that. No, that's valid. That's valid.
That's what I'm saying. If somebody tells me that in real life, I'll be like, ugh, like, like get away from me, right? But in romance, those are the things that I'm like, that gets me. Those kind of lines, and then even those alpha behaviors, like you said, in real life, I'm like, whatever, right? But in romance, like some alpha behavior, some dirty talk, it works, right? But like not in real life. So
What
Because
you
one
guys
of
think
the,
of it? Sorry. Go ahead.
sorry, go ahead. No, go ahead.
I was gonna say what you guys think of the ending with her letting Ryle be a part of the parenting.
I know that was, I guess that's problematic for some folks too. And I think, Emmy, you will feel justified, I think, based on the reviews I've read for the second book. Um,
Hmm.
but Yeah, I think
Okay.
again, I think that's the problematic piece where because like Colleen tried to humanize like the abuser to the point that Lily was, trusting enough to
Mm.
to leave her daughter with her, right? So or with him, sorry.
Well, I think,
Yeah.
in a way, I like that. You're right. I think in a book world, he's presented as a villain, but in real life, I do feel like sometimes it's not. Hitting it is.
No, right,
But
right.
you're
It's
right.
not
I
it's
think
not
it's
as
sort of it's
it's
not
not as black
as
and
yeah.
white,
It's not as
right?
like, and I think that's what I like about it. I think it does kind of
No,
open it
and
up
that's
for
the thing. It's not as
discussion.
black and white, but not in romance, Colleen. I think that's the point
I
But I
for
think
me.
guess.
that's why we're conflicted too because of the way Colina did Ryle's character, right? Like that, it was explained how he was the way he was and how
Yeah.
he. So I think that's why as a reader we're also conflicted. It's like, oh, in real life we wouldn't want someone like that in our life, let
Right.
alone our daughter. But then the way it was described in the
It
book,
started.
right?
Yeah.
It almost made sense. So that's why I think there's a lot of conflicted emotion when it comes to that decision that she made. So that's why I was just wondering what you guys thought because I thought it was just me because I was conflicted. I was like, was she right? Like I can see why she did it, but at the same time, it's like, what the heck is wrong with you, right? So,
Mm-hmm.
hmm.
Well, I do
But I
mean.
think is
Oh,
it
good.
because oh, sorry, go ahead,
No,
Lily.
no, go ahead.
No, I was gonna say I think statistically, because I think like Lily said, typically the DV is directed at the partner,
The partner.
never usually the children. But there are cases where the parents who are violent towards the you know abusive towards the children. But I think in most DV cases, in those um it's usually the spouse. I think maybe that's why. That's why I think that's part of it. And then maybe she's basing it from her experience, right? Because um
She did say,
like I
yeah,
think
because
the
I
right,
think, no, she
yeah.
did say, like, I think the mother separating from the father led her to have a better relationship with the father, because sort of he's out of the situation. And I kind of, it's sad to think that it's like that anger is always kind of targeted towards that one person, but it's like, I guess it happens that way, right? That it's sort of outside of that scenario. I know too. From experience, I have friends not in the same situation, but almost like in bad relationships, but not to that extent, but who kind of have opened up. They're not with the partner, but the kids all obviously are, like, they're still in the kids' lives, but they're not necessarily like, personally, they're not. I don't think they're good people per se in the relationship, but I feel like, I don't know. It's hard because I feel like a child needs a father too. Depends on the
And
relationship, right?
yeah, those are top. Yeah, it's never an
It's
easy. Like I
yeah,
think what do they say? Statistically, it takes 5 attempts. 5 attempts usually to leave.
really
Yeah, because they almost always they end up going back.
after.
Mm.
Um, and that's the sad reality of it. So if you're still alive by that time,
I know.
it usually takes that many attempts to actually leave
But
a
you know what's
violent
funny too,
relationship,
because
right?
it was funny because, that scene too, right? Like when she found out she was pregnant. Spoiler: she got pregnant, and then Ryle, and you're like, oh, like Ryle was like, I'm ready to, like, I was gonna go take that job in Minnesota, but now I can't leave. I was like, it's like, what I mean? It would have been like a clean break for everybody
Mm-hmm.
if she, and then
Mm,
she got
yes.
pregnant too, and that's like, I guess this is how. That's that's how it happens sometimes.
Yeah. Yeah. I know it's not funny, but I'm like, oh, of course. What else can you pile on into the situation, right? So, but I guess it does happen in real life.
I saw
So,
I saw it coming though. I know Colleen Hoover.
No,
I've read her before. I knew something
yeah.
like that. She was gonna do it.
Yeah. We're at 54
Oh,
minutes.
54 minutes. Okay. So, are we even going to say, like,
wow.
wow, it's like serious conversations,
It
guys.
is. I think this is probably the most serious we've had. Well, it's a serious topic too, right? Like,
Yeah.
I
Mm-hmm.
mean, let's not even get into that movie, like that movie version.
We should
We haven't,
discuss it a bit, I think.
Oh, should we, Emmy?
but we
Should we?
haven't seen it. But we haven't seen the movie.
But Emmy has
Emmy
a
has
lot of
some.
feelings already about
Emmy
Blake
has a lot of
Lively.
opinions on
Okay.
it.
Just a thing. This is a personal opinion, but I'm not a big fan of the lead actress as well. Like I think Emmy is not. So,
Oh no,
so,
not for sure.
Definitely not.
so I
No,
So,
mean that
no,
you
no.
know,
clouded the way. I mean that would probably cloud the way I would see the movie because
yeah, I didn't mind her in the past. I thought she was okay. I mean, like, I neither liked her or like dislike her. I mean, I thought she was okay. I mean, I'm a fan of Ryan Reynolds, so
yeah.
it's like that association made her okay in my book. But I think lately, all these things that's happened, I was like,
Okay, I'm gonna say I know
must you
this is
go
gonna be
there?
controversial. I'm gonna say Team Justin. Obvious. Hashtag Team Justin. It's like I'm sorry. I'm
Are you too,
sorry.
Emmy?
That's how I feel. I know it's like a personal opinion, but that's how I feel.
I would just like, okay, I want to just show you guys the fan casting originally for Lily.
Oh
Oh, who's
yeah.
she?
Abigail Cohen. She's
Okay. Yeah.
26
She
years
would.
old in real life too,
Oh,
so
she would have been
she
okay.
would have
That
been
would have been
perfect. Yeah.
perfect. It would have been she's a redhead and then actual like
Yeah.
around the age of Lily.
And but
But
What
then the
but something
happened?
but then
also
the
the
guy
Trisha.
would have been too old. Like
So okay, I'm so invested in this drama.
oh, you
So
are okay.
those who follow me on X.
Oh
On
God.
Twitter.
Oh my God. Okay, Emmy. I haven't been there in a while. So what have you? What's? I know. I've been
No.
reading
Okay,
up a
so
lot about it.
in terms of fan casting, I just found out apparently Trisha Paytas. You guys know her? YouTuber Trisha.
No.
She was also in the running for Lily, which I thought was hilarious. But
Oh,
so
really?
there's only a few actresses I really hate, and unfortunately, the main lead in this movie, she's like one of those that
I
as soon as she was
know.
cast, I'm just like, my God. So Colleen Hoover did explain, I guess, that the reason that it was an older casting was because she just found. I mean, after the book, she wrote the book 2016 without doing much research on the whole neuro, oh my
Mhm.
God, I can't talk, neurosurgery thing.
Neurosurgeon.
So she just
Yeah.
found out that actually for Ryle to be 30 years old at that stage in his career is actually too young. So that's why she actually did go for the older casting, I guess, for Ryle, which is the director Justin. And physically,
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
did think I don't know anything about Justin Baldoni,
Yeah.
honestly, until this movie because I've never seen a Jane the
Jane the
Virgin. Oh,
Virgin. Yeah.
yeah, I've never
Hmm.
seen that show, so I only know of
Me neither, yeah.
the main actress, and there's a lot of stuff about her that I will not discuss here. But if you follow the thing with the whole Harvey Weinstein, Woody Allen, Plantation Barbie, I call her Plantation Barbie. Honestly, she is because of her whole wedding thing. I know you guys are rolling your eyes, but I have a lot of
No.
personal anger.
I'm not rolling my eyes. Like, what
No.
did I
No.
roll my eyes?
We
I
agree.
wasn't rolling my eyes
So,
either.
like,
No.
I don't know
She's
what,
not
like,
my
we don't know what
favorite.
happened on the set, right? But just
Yeah.
with everything that's come out, and then that latest interview that Norwegian journalist, I don't know if you guys have
Mm-hmm.
seen that. It
Yeah.
That's
really
Yeah.
from back.
just,
That's from back from 2016, though, right?
so
That
you think she's changed
interview.
a lot since then? Like, you've seen all the interviews
No,
she's
there's a
in,
recent one.
right?
No,
Well, no, I
Let's
there's
spare
a
haven't.
our.
recent one.
Laurels and bring our friends, okay? And
I
watch
know. And let's.
Lily, okay?
I know. I'm
Oh my
actually being
God, and buy
sarcastic.
my hair products while you're at it. Oh my gosh. Oh my God. Did you see all these clothes I'm wearing? Did you know in that dancing they showed my Louboutin shoes? Oh my God. And I put
Oh my
this
God.
music on. It was totally my idea to put that Lana Del Rey on. They wanted me to take it out.
Well, that was a long.
Well, maybe she had too
That was
much
a long
coffee
speech.
that day. I think she
Emmy.
just had a lot. Maybe she just had a lot of caffeine that day,
Well,
Emmy.
Emmy. Good luck getting monetized now. No, I know. I feel like the thing is, you're right. I feel like whatever's coming out right now, I'm like, I don't even question it. It seems so plausible, whether it happened or not. I choose to believe it. I choose to believe all the bad press because it seems
I've
like her
never liked
The
thing.
her.
cat,
I couldn't watch
but
even
the
then.
cat,
Yeah.
but the cat seems to be siding with her versus him, which is kind of sad,
I
Yeah.
feel
which
like
is too bad.
because she has more pull
Yeah,
that they
for
don't want to
sure.
get in her bad side. And I
Even that
think, mind
Mm,
actress.
yeah.
you, I do feel like I think the director wanted, like, he's a bit. He seems like an intense guy. I start following him after Justin. He seems a little intense, so I think that doesn't go well with the like airheady, not like fluffy
Yeah,
kind of. Yeah.
I think it
So
was just Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds, and then the whole Sony Pictures. That's what they wanted to market it as a rom com to get people in.
that's so
When
crazy.
like Justin Baldoni actually, I mean, these are all just hearsay. Like really, we don't
Yeah.
know what's, but Justin, just the way he's doing all these interviews talking about DV and how
No,
serious it
or
is. So
you know what it is? I wouldn't be okay. Maybe okay. Now I have a new theory
Mm-hmm.
because, like, I think you know how the thing with Ryan Reynolds and Wesley Snipes back in the Blade, the what do you call that? That
Trilogy,
that movie? Yeah,
Blade
that
trilogy,
yeah, the Blade
Trinity.
trilogy.
Sorry, Blade Trinity.
Yes, so I think because I think Reynolds, I think even in I mean you can see it even in real life. He's got this irreverent care like personality to him. So I think that's how they are as a couple. Like I think it's
Annoying.
always that they always have that well now irreverent approach to things, which I guess I get it. There's a time and place for those, right? It's not always the appropriate thing, but maybe that's what happened. You're right because I think if what you're saying, just Elaine, from what you can see, that Justin is a like intense guy. It's almost what happened, I think, with Wesley Snipes because I think that's why they didn't get along because Wesley Snipes is very intense, very serious, but
Hmm.
then here comes Ryan Reynolds with his all his snarky thing
Yeah.
and always pushing like the pushing Wesley Snipes button. But maybe that's what it is too. Maybe that's maybe Blake Lively is the female Ryan Reynolds where
Yeah.
she walks in to, like in those stage with like a bit silly or whatever, and then Justin coming in with this intensity. So
no, but
I
the
guess
actress, she
yeah.
knows what this movie is about. Like there's a certain uh
Well,
place
true,
and
true.
time
Yeah,
to
well,
have
that's
that
what it
kind
is
of humor,
exactly.
right? That's what
Yeah,
everyone's
yeah,
saying.
yeah,
Fine, you're
yeah.
like that
There
in real
is,
Yeah.
life, but there's
yeah.
a time and place. And that interview that really like kind of just really nailed it for me was when when that journalist was asking him, if a fan approaches you about this, what would you say? And she's like, well, the location share and stuff like that. Like she was so flippant about the whole thing, and it's like that was
I
such a
didn't watch
serious
it, so
question
yeah,
because
yeah.
obviously she is just an actress. She's not a therapist, but I was just thinking of Sleeping with the Enemy and Julia Roberts, right? If you see the
Mm.
interviews that she's done for that movie, and
It's
that
so
also is
serious.
about DV, and Julia Roberts was a lot younger when she did that movie, but she in the interview she was able to express how it is and how serious that topic is,
Mm,
and I
Mm-hmm.
think just there's just no excuse. I mean, I would like to say I'm unfettered by my biases, but obviously, I've never liked her to begin with, so I already had. That's why I knew I wasn't gonna watch the movie, right? So I
yeah.
already had that bias against her. But now just all these things coming out, I'm like, okay, well, now everyone's just finding out what she really is like. I will
Well,
tell it off
guys.
screen what I know about her, so I'll tell you guys
Okay.
later. So,
Well,
which
let's
made me
wear our
really hate her.
florals. Let's wear our florals and talk about DV, okay? Maybe
You have
we'll.
to you have to do the voice too, Lainey.
Hi guys. Let's wear florals and let's talk about
Where's
DV
your
and drink
Lorraine Schwartz rings?
and
And your
let's drink
Britney
some booze.
Spears
I
gun.
am drinking. I don't even know whether I'm being sarcastic or being serious now. It's like I am drinking booze anyways. But yeah, no. Okay, so we're not gonna talk about characters since with the movie, yeah, we don't really need to talk about who we pictured. Obviously, because the movie's done. They picked who they think are the
But
good
did you
characters.
did you think Justin? Did you think Justin Baldoni is a good casting? Like that was actually Colleen Hoover's
Um,
idea for him to play Ryle. So
I do. I like him. I do, but I think age-wise, if they pick somebody younger, he'll be too old, obviously. But with them two, they could have picked somebody else who's not her in that age group as well,
for
and I
sure,
would have. Yeah, like I feel like
Right,
I
right.
wish they would have picked an unknown. Actually, I
yeah.
feel like it would have made a
Like I
better
yeah,
impact. Like
that
maybe
Abigail Cohen,
somebody,
I thought she was perfect. Yeah.
yeah, somebody who's just
Where's she
about to break
from?
through.
I have no idea.
Oh, but how did she get in people's radar?
Someone has.
That
I think someone
Abby.
has seen an indie film that she did. I think maybe. Yeah.
Oh, okay. What about that Atlas dude? I don't know. Like,
No, that seemed kind of.
The thing is,
He
yeah,
also seems too
like even
old.
these actors now, because they took the act, BL side. I'm like,
Yeah,
even Jenny Slate, I used to like her, but now because she took, the actress's
I
side.
Who's Jenny
know.
Slate, the
Jenny
friend?
Slate,
Yeah,
yeah, the Alyssa.
She's
I
Alyssa.
Queen
used
Yeah.
to like
Alyssa.
Alyssa,
her
yeah, yeah,
too.
yeah,
But how they're all
yeah.
kissing up to
I
the
know.
actress is a bit of a turnoff. So
I wish, yeah, I wish there was a bit more like diplomacy happening. You know what I mean? Whether you hate it or not,
yeah,
that's sort of like, why are you so obvious about it? Like, I don't know whether it's like a weird kind
because
of,
with the Don't Worry Darling, remember, like they all hated each other too, with Florence
yeah.
Pugh and Harry Styles and
Oh, did
Olivia.
they
There's also a big
really?
drama. That's what they're comparing this movie to. But at the end of the day,
Oh,
they all did promo together. Chris
Together.
Pine,
Together.
Yeah.
Harry Styles, like
Yeah.
even they just weren't standing
yeah.
side by side, right? So
Oh,
that's why
really?
it was really weird. This movie is just like the press tour, the whole press tour is just weird.
It is. I mean,
Yeah.
the more I've seen it, the more I'm like, it's weird. Like even the tie-ins are weird. And why
Yeah.
is Ryan Reynolds included? Like I don't get the tie-in with the Deadpool. It's like
Because
that
they're
was
doing
kind
a
of like,
Barbenheimer. That was the idea. They're trying to do a Barbenheimer. But what they don't realize was Barbenheimer happened organically. It wasn't
yeah,
planned by the
people.
Yeah, yeah,
actors. It was the
yeah,
people.
yeah.
It was the
But
audience
wait,
that did it, right?
Yeah,
whose idea was it to cast Blake Lively?
I don't
Blake
know.
Lively.
Gosh.
No, she produced it. She's a
What?
producer. She's a
Oh, did she buy
But
the
producer.
so is
movie
Justin. No,
right?
but so is
It was his
Justin. So
production
is Justin.
company.
Yeah, but I
Yeah, he
think,
bought the rights. He bought the
yeah,
rights to the
I
story.
know. I mean, obviously, okay, guys. Obviously, we have the biases are showing in this. This is just personal. These are personal opinions that we're sharing, but we're obviously all sharing the same opinions. It seems like.
I'm actually kind of glad because
Ah,
I thought I would just, but I know
Oh,
Lloyd L, you're a bit of a Ryan, because I know Ryan
I
Reynolds. It is a
am.
bit sad because he supports a
Yeah.
charity that we all love, right? Like sick kids. That's
yeah,
Yeah.
why
yeah.
Hmm.
Oh my,
I was
yeah, Sick Kids and then Terry
yeah,
Fox
Terry
Foundation.
Fox. That's why
Yeah,
I've always
yeah.
been
So
neutral
like,
about him.
yeah,
But now
yeah.
seeing this too, he also apologized to that whole plantation wedding, which I thought was kind of
It's
cool,
weird. Like
right?
you, I didn't even know it. Okay, I have to look it up because I actually did not know, but I've been hearing about it. I have to see it more.
I know, I just heard about it, but like, but if people are, I guess maybe the missing piece for you, Emmy, is that the fact that she is not, you don't see a sincere apology out of her, like from the whole thing,
She
because
never
let's face it,
apologized
at
for
some,
the plantation wedding. She never
oh, I
really
see,
did.
because at some point, let's face it, we all have ignorances, and then we grow, and then I think that's the problem with social media. Sometimes your mistake from 10 years ago, sometimes people will never let you forget it, even though you've actually atoned and made changes and amended. But I mean, I'm not sure if I guess that doesn't sound like doesn't sound like Blake is in that category.
Yeah,
I mean, which is unfortunate, but I guess that's why for me, like, it's just
I
sometimes it's okay to
know.
show some grace if you know
Well, the thing too, right
if
now,
they actually.
social media, it's like it just gives it like a direct, like a platform, like that you can hear it directly from the horse's mouth. So it's kind of when you don't hear anything, it's kind of like okay, like it makes it
True,
worse.
true.
Like it makes it
I
worse.
know
That's like
that's true. Exactly, exactly.
how easy is it to like really relay information nowadays too, right? That it's like
Hmm.
Exactly.
okay, okay. I think we're gonna go with ratings. We're over an hour, but I feel like this warrants a discussion since the topic is very serious. Well, the movie,
I
it's
know.
not, but it's
I
like,
know.
Yeah.
it's just,
Look at Emmy's face. Emmy is still annoyed.
No, I do want to apologize if there's a BL fan out there. So this is just not.
It's all personal
Yeah, like
opinion. It's
we're
all
yes.
we're
personal
we're, we're a bunch
opinions.
of nobodies. So take it for what you want. That's just my opinion. And our like
Okay.
Lainey's and Els and Lisa.
I know, Lisa's. So,
Sorry,
I
Lisa. Oh
mean,
my gosh. Are you a BL?
No, no.
nice. You are. You're a fan. You're president of the fan club.
I am?
I'm just joking.
I
No, I'm not.
I'm sorry, but I like her and Adeline. So
No, I
I
never
can't.
liked
Yeah.
her.
Even the traveling, I couldn't watch it because of her. So
I know, even the other one, a simple something, I couldn't even watch it. A simple whatever plan? No, not
try
a
to
simple
watch her
plan.
interviews with Anna Kendrick.
Oh, Yeah, she's another
Oh
one.
no, really?
I think I went to a rabbit hole. I
See,
went to a rabbit hole
I
just
Okay,
watching
know.
all
okay,
this
I,
that's
stuff.
I think
And
okay.
that's the
Okay.
that's the problem too. Sometimes you wish you don't know.
yeah,
Sometimes you
yeah,
wish
I
sometimes that like
know.
you don't hear about it in social
for
media
sure.
because then it
Because
just bursts.
I know
I'm
it
like it
clouds
bursts your
everything, right?
bubble.
Oh no, but even before this
Sometimes.
social media stuff, the stuff about her, I will tell you guys off
Oh
screen. I will tell you.
Okay, okay,
really? Oh okay okay.
okay,
All right okay.
Okay, let's go to ratings. Let's go
okay.
to ratings.
Ratings. Okay, L rating.
I am not rating this. Sorry.
Ooh,
What?
Yeah, I'm not. Yeah, I'm not rating it because like honestly, because I do like some pieces, but the pieces I don't like, it's just kind of like, yeah, no.
Ooh, wow, it's
I
a
mean, yeah,
first.
rating it too high doesn't feel right, but rating it too low also it doesn't warrant a low rating.
Okay,
So I'm sticking to no rating for this one.
okay, okay. That's good. Okay, thank you, L, for your honest rating system. Lisa, Lisa, your turn.
So, like I said, I did not enjoy this book. I had to really power through it. I only really liked that one scene of the whole book.
Okay,
So, even though I'm kind of like in Elle's thing where I don't really want to rate it, I will, for me, rating it low is okay for me. So I'm
okay.
giving it a 2.
Oh, okay. 2 stars. Two
Yeah,
stars. Okay,
yeah, 2
okay.
stars. Yeah.
Thank you, Lisa.
Thank you.
Emmy, what's
two
your
stars.
rating?
Two
Okay,
stars.
that's
Oh,
a
Yeah,
oh.
no, yeah. I mean,
bad.
no, I still finished it pretty quickly. You know, like I read it in a few days. Like I said, she's like the McDonald's, right? And
Yeah.
you know, I didn't like it, but
Oh,
I
I
blew
seriously
through
thought
it.
you were gonna give it one
No, no,
star.
it's not as
Oh,
bad as the other ones that I've read. So
Okay,
yeah, no, I mean, there's
okay.
like
okay.
I've read worse stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So yeah, 2 stars.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Yay.
Okay.
Okay, guys. I'm actually giving it 4 stars. What?
I thought you I thought you were gonna say five. I was like,
No,
Okay.
it's not a 5 star read. I feel like people could take something away from it, whether it's how you I like that it started conversation. I like that it actually starts a
Yes.
conversation. Like that part about it.
Yeah.
Whether you're pro or like con, like I feel like that's good that it starts a conversation, which I think is warrants, which is good, especially this DV happens all the time, and it's not as clear cut as you'd like to think that oh, if I'm in this scenario, I'm just gonna leave. It's never that easy.
yeah.
So I like that it
Mm.
It's
actually
never that easy, no.
opened that up. Okay,
Or
thank
Elaine,
you
maybe at the
guys.
end. Sorry, I just
Sorry.
want to say, Elaine, maybe at the end of the video, you can put like a number for
Okay.
like
Oh
a
yeah, that's a good
helpline. Yeah,
idea.
yeah.
Okay, that's a good idea. Okay, now Lisa's turn, who is picking our next read. Thank you.
Okay, so the next read is going to be Marrying Mr. Majestic,
Ooh,
Lucy
yeah.
Lennox.
She's a fave. She's like Lisa's
Another
A
favorite.
MM
fave. Yeah,
romance.
she is a fave in
MM
this in our book
romance.
club.
Okay, so Marrying Mr. Majestic
Can't
by
wait.
Lucy
Yes,
Lennox. I
Me
know.
we waited so
too.
long.
I know, right?
Let's
We
read it.
did.
I'm
And
actually
then
happy.
after Coho, I think this is a
I know Lucy Lennox has
good departure.
funny, happy endings. I'm very happy. I'll be happy read. So
No
This would
problematic
be
issues.
yay. Okay, that's it for episode 13 of Crazy Bookish Asians. Thank you. Sorry it's a bit long, but serious topic deserves serious conversations. And hope you tune in again for our next one. And that's it. Okay, and I will post something in the end. Thank you, Emmy, for reminding me. Okay, bye guys.
Bye.
See you later.